In this video, we'll be showing just how easy it is to install WordPress on your local computer. This means you can build, test, and learn WordPress without having to pay for hosting of any kind. All the tools shown for this setup are free to use. You've got nothing to lose. This is great for beginners in the WordPress world and veterans who want to hone their skills on some local installs. The site you build with these tools will only be visible on your local computer. However, you can then migrate those sites to live web hosting at any time. For this video, we'll be installing Xammp in a Windows 10 environment. However, the concept should be very similar for Mac users as well. So let's get right into step 1, downloading Xammp and the Bitnami WordPress module. Bitnami is a tool that I hadn't used before, but learned quickly that it's great at eliminating all the technical aspects of setting up your own local WordPress installation manually. In the past, without an add-on like this, you would need to download the WordPress source files, create a database via PHP and MySQL, and a few other steps that could be quite intimidating for someone new to WordPress. We get to avoid all that here with this tool. Now for step 2, let's install and set up Xammp, which will replicate the servers you need to launch your WordPress website locally. Open the exe file you downloaded earlier. The setup is pretty straightforward. During the install setup, you'll be given 2 warnings, one about having your antivirus software active, and another about having Windows UAC turned on. I didn't have to disable either of these during my installation and could safely ignore these warnings and just click OK on each to continue with the installation. Xammp will want to install a few modules by default, and we don't need the Tomcat server, so we can remove that from the installation. You will want to install Xammp in the default installer location, which is a folder named Xammp on the C drive. This is important to avoid issues later when installing the WordPress install module. After a couple of minutes, your install will be complete. We will want to choose to launch the control panel now, just to make sure everything went well with the installation. To launch the administrator mode, go to the Xammp folder that we just installed, right-click on the Xammp control panel file, and choose Run as Administrator. With Xammp opened with administrative rights, you'll see either a red X or a green checkmark beside each server listed. You will want a green checkmark for Apache, MySQL, and FileZilla in order to install WordPress successfully. After installing each module, just click the Start button and each should connect without issues, creating your local web server. You can see that a server is running normally when the name is displayed with a green background. Also, you have port numbers listed. Now we're ready to install WordPress via the Bitnami install module. First, let's make sure that Xammp is running and all servers are green. Now we'll open the WordPress module exe file that we downloaded earlier. First, we'll choose the installation language. We'll just click Next here. Now we need to choose where we installed Xammp. As we used the default location earlier, Bitnami is already set to use that same default location. Now the installer will ask for some login details. This will be your WordPress administrative login account. You'll want to make note of the username and password used here as you'll be needing it later. For a faster installation, we'll skip the mail options at this time. Also, we'll not be using the Bitnami Cloud option, as it's also not needed for a local installation of WordPress. When the installation is completed, we'll choose the option to launch the module and click Finish. Your default web browser will be launched and you'll see your new WordPress site is working normally. The address of the site by default is 127.0.0.1/WordPress. This is a local address that only you'll be able to load in your local browser on the machine where you have Xammp running. Now, if we just add admin to the end of the address, we can log into the WordPress administrative area using the username and password we set earlier. Now you can see we have full WordPress administrative access. We can install plugins, themes, and begin to practice, build, and learn the WordPress system. And all of this was for free. We'll be looking to add more videos like this in the future, continuing the path of how to work with WordPress. If you enjoyed this video tutorial, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notifications about future videos from Everything About Nothing. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.